Hello, Mrs. Holilich here. We are starting a project using an application called the Print Shop. You will be watching this video and I will be giving you instructions and showing you an introduction to the application called the Print Shop. You will be following along by watching and listening to the video, and then you will be creating your own Print Shop project along with me. If you need to pause the video so that you can work on your project, feel free to do so. You can also rewind in case you are a little confused and need to watch it again. So feel free to do either pause or rewind. And of course, I'm always here to help you as well. So the first thing we need to do is open up the application called the Print Shop. You can find this by going to your Finder. It looks like the little face on your dock. And we are going to go to Applications. If you have it listed like this, your applications, you'll scroll towards the bottom and you will find the application called the Print Shop 2. This is what we're using. So you can double click on this. Some of you may have your applications that look like the icons. Again, it's in alphabetical order, so you just scroll down to the bottom and you find the application called the Print Shop and double click. Sometimes it takes a second to open, so you just need to be patient and wait for it to open. The Print Shop has a whole bunch of different templates that you can use. This is really good if you want to make an online greeting, a card, envelopes, business cards. You can make pamphlets, calendars are really cool and a good gift. But we're going to start with a blank page. It's already highlighted, you can tell because it's outlined in red, and then we're going to click on Continue. You can choose either format, tall or wide. We're going to use tall. So I clicked it and done. And now we have a blank canvas to create our Print Shop project. So what we're going to be creating is a small flyer revolving around Gulf High School. We're going to add a heading, a couple of pictures, and then personalize it a little bit. But I'll be showing you all of the basic tools and things that you will need to know so that we can start making projects using this. So what we're going to do is we are first going to insert a headline. So everything that you do, you will be using these tools up here. The Print Shop, File, Edit, View, Insert, Arrange, Effects, Text. So first we are going to go to Insert. You're going to click on it. And then we're going to click on Headline. This is how you insert a headline. They have these ready-made headlines that already have graphics to them, colors, different shapes. So you can scroll through here and see if you like any of them. If you like to customize, be creative, feel free to click on Customize. You can change your font, and you can always preview what it says right here. We are going to insert. So right here where it says enter headline text here, type in "Welcome to Gulf High," and you can see it changes it in your preview box. Okay, if you want to play around and create your own and customize it, feel free to do that now. You can pause the video. You can change the color right here. You can always click on cancel and it would take you back. The shape of the font, depth, proportion, you can change the color of the outline. So feel free to work on any of that. Pause it now if you want to do that. Okay, if you want to use ready-made, you just click on ready-made. You can scroll through. There's a whole bunch of them, and you can find one that you find interesting. Again, you can preview it by clicking on it. There's a whole bunch that's already pre-made for you. And then as you can see, they go up and down, side to side, different shapes. Okay, I want to use this one, so I'm going to select it and then press OK. So now, as you can see, you have your gray boxes around it. This is how you can edit the size and where you want it. If you have the little hand, like my cursor turned into a hand, you can click and drag the whole box where you want to place it. So we're going to put this at the very top. Welcome to Golf High. It's our headline. Okay, if you want to make it bigger, you can click on one of the gray squares, make it bigger or smaller. And I choose that I want to leave it like this. So that's how I'm going to leave my headline. The next thing that we want to do is I want to insert a picture of the Golf High logo. So we're going to go to the internet. I have Safari already opened down here, and I'm going to go to Google Images, type in Golf High School, go to Images, and you can scroll through and find a different image if you want, but I'm going to use this one. And remember what I said when we were talking about Google Images. If you use this one from this page, it will be pixelated, which means it will be fuzzy. So I'm going to click on View Image right here, and I'm going to use this one. I always choose to drag it to my desktop. That way I have it saved in case I want to edit it or if somehow it gets deleted. That way I don't have to go and search for it again. So once it's on your desktop, you're going to click and drag it onto your print shop paper. Once you see that little green plus sign, the green circle with the white plus sign, that means that you can drop it anywhere on that page. Okay. Once again, you can see how my cursor has turned into a little hand. So I'm going to click and make it the shape and size that I want it. You can resize it by clicking and dragging. And once you have, when your cursor is that little hand, that means that you can click and drag it to place it where you want it. Alright, so now we have our headline and we have our first image. So I'm going to show you how you can edit this image. You want to make sure that you have clicked on it so that you have the box around it. That means that you've selected that image to edit. And now we can go up to Effects. And these are the different effects that you can use on that image. So if you want to place a box around it, this is just kind of a border around that one image. Okay, so you can choose a box and you can also choose the color that you want to use. So if you want to make it a green box around it, you can choose the green that you want to use. You can also go up here to your color wheel. It gives you a lot more options for different colors. Okay, there's a whole bunch of different ways that you can choose your colors. I'm going to stick with the basic colors just to keep it simple. So I'm going to choose this one, click OK. And now I have a green box around my picture. Okay. Another effect that you can use, again, you want to click on the image that you want to edit so that it's highlighted. We're going to go back to Effects. A drop shadow is a really cool effect. It gives it that shadow effect. These are preset shadows, you can see because it's already selected. If you want to customize it, you can go to Custom. That way you can choose a different color if you want. Edge softness, you can always scale it back and forth, and you can preview it in the preview box. So as I move the slider, you can see what the effect is. Once you have your desired effect, you will just always select OK. And now we have our box shadow behind our image. It gives it that cool 3D effect. Alright. Another effect is the Radiant Glow. And that gives it that glowing effect, like it's glowing. Say I choose this one and I press OK and I decide that I don't like it, you can always go to Edit, Undo to get rid of it. So you can always undo what you've done by going to Edit, Undo. Another way that you can edit this picture, again, is to go to Effects, and you can go to Photo Workshop. And a lot of these, if you are an Instagram person, a lot of these effects are similar to Instagram. This is where you can crop it. You can adjust the color if you want, the brightness and focus. You can fix a fall like a red eye if you have a shiny face in a picture, or there's these artistic images here where you can pixelate it, antique it, kind of soften the edges. And of course, if you ever want to undo it, you click Undo, or you can revert back to the initial state. So it'll take everything away that you've already done. And I'm going to go ahead and leave it with this and click OK. Okay. The next thing that we're going to do is we are going to, well, right now, if you want to edit the image to play around with some of the effects, feel free to pause the video and you can come back to us when you're done editing the picture and adding cool effects. Okay, the next thing that we're going to do is insert a text box to add some text. You're going to go up to Insert and insert a text block. Okay, so we're going to click and drag it down here. And in this text box, you always have to double click to activate it so that you can add your text. And what we're going to write is my favorite class is, and this is where you can write what your favorite class is. When I was in school, my favorite class was PE because I liked running around and being active outside. So I'm going to put my favorite class is PE. This is really boring font. So to edit this, always make sure that you highlight it. If you highlight it, then you can edit it. Just like any other text, like in Word or PowerPoint, you have to highlight what you want to work on. Now we are going to go up to the box that says Text. And these are all the different ways that you can edit the text, but I'm going to go to Show Text Palette. This is where you can change your font. You can change the size, and you can change the color. Okay, again, feel free to check out these other options for colors. It gives you a lot more options. Once you've chosen the color, you just click OK. If you like the font size, then it already changes it in here. As you can see, the font changes automatically. So if you're happy with that, then you'll just exit out of it, and now you have your words. Okay, you'll make sure to just put your favorite class, whether it's math, reading, English, PE, information technology. You can put your favorite class in here. Now we're going to add a graphic to go along with that saying. So you're going to find a graphic that represents your favorite class. How you're going to do this is go to Insert. We're going to choose the top one, Graphic Image, and we're going to go down to Search for Graphics. Okay, we want to use categories because we're going to use a thumbnail category, and a lot of these are similar to Word. You have a whole bunch of different categories right here to choose from, or you can use all categories right here and it scrolls through all of your favorite ones. So just find one that represents your favorite class. If it's home ec, you can use the donuts. Here's a keyboard if you use keyboarding, or you have some art right here, day in the lab. So there's a lot of them. Don't be too picky. So go ahead and choose one that represents your favorite class. I'm going to use this one. Once you click OK, you want to place it where it makes sense. Okay. So now I have my favorite class is PE with a picture representing that class. So right now you should have a headline that you chose, a graphic logo of Gulf High School with some editing to it, a border, a drop box. You should have a text saying my favorite class is PE, math, English, whatever your favorite class is. And then you should have a thumbnail picture representing that class. Okay? If you need to pause it, feel free to do so. You can also edit this by going to Effects, and you can change, you can add a box, a drop shadow, special effects. So if you want to do that, feel free to do that now by pausing this video. Alright, moving on. Now we are going to add another text box. So insert, text block. Okay, it'll always show up in the middle, and you can click and drag it where you want to place it. And again, remember you have to double click that box to activate it. So now we're going to put my favorite sport is, and then you're going to fill this in with your favorite sport. Volleyball is my favorite sport, so that's what I'm putting. We want to edit this text. Remember, if you do not highlight it, if you click on text, it won't edit this. So always make sure that you highlight your words. Go to text. There's a whole bunch of different ways that you can add it. You can have a shape to it, a word balloon. But I'm going to stick with text palette. And you can choose the text that you want to use. You can choose a different color. Remember, you have a whole bunch of different colors with these choices. Okay, I'm going to choose this one and click OK. So now I have my favorite sport is volleyball. Alright, now we are going to go back to the internet. Again, I have Safari open down here, and we're going to choose a Google image that represents your favorite sport. Also, if you have a favorite team, or if you're not into sports, maybe you can put my favorite video game is, but something that you enjoy, so pretty much a hobby. So if you don't like sports, maybe you have a favorite video game, if you have a favorite food, if you don't like games, or a book. So feel free, just my favorite anything, okay? I just want you to get the hang of the print shop. I'm not going to be too picky about what you put as long as it's school appropriate. So now we're going to go back to Google Images to find an image that represents your favorite sport or whatever else you chose. So volleyball, and we're going to go to Images. I like this picture down here, so I'm going to use this one. Again, make sure that you go to View Image. That way it will be a good quality picture, or the highest quality that picture is available. And you're going to click and drag it to your desktop. One thing that you do need to know is the format has to be JPG. Some other picture formats will not work with the print shop. So if it does not let you drop it, that means that it is not acceptable for the print shop. It's not compatible. So we need to resize the picture. I'm going to click and drag it down. Okay, I'm going to make it fit into this little square, just like that. Let's shrink this arm so we have room. Okay. Now, if you want to edit this image, you click on it and you can go to Effects. Since it's a black and white picture, I want to add some color. So I'm going to go to Radiant Glow. I'm going to customize this. I'm going to change it to a green background. And see how it's very transparent? Transparent means see-through. I want it a little bit more bold. So you can change that by clicking and dragging the slider bar here. And then to make it thinner or thicker, you can use that. And once you have it about the size that you like, then you click OK. And now I have this nice glow around my picture. Alright, we only have 2 more things left. Remember, you can pause this at any time in case you want to edit your picture or anything else with PrintShop. If you want to edit it or save it, feel free to do so. So the next thing, your background, plain white. It's plain, it's boring. So if you want to change the background, you go to Insert. And down here, you have backgrounds. Okay, you have a couple of different options. A backdrop is all of these different pictures. Some of them might be borders. Okay, right now we're in all categories, so a lot of them are borders that you can use or different backgrounds. So just to show you what it would look like, if I choose the baby quilt, now you have a background. Okay, if you don't like it, you can always go to Edit, Undo. Okay, your watermark. A watermark is used a lot of times for copyrighted material, which means protected. So sometimes if you see a picture online, it will have a watermark on it, like somebody's logo. That means that it's protected because usually you have to get copyright, buy copyright to be able to use it. So a watermark is usually a very transparent. You can change it if you want it to go a different direction. So that's what our watermark is. And then your last background is a color and texture. So if you want just a plain colored background, these are your different colors. You can also blend it so that it has kind of a cool effect, like that. I'm going to undo that. Or you can go to textures over here, and these are the different textured backgrounds that you can use. Okay, so you can choose any of these if you want. What you're seeing is a lot of them they look very similar, and they are, but they are just big, medium, and small sized. So like these bricks, you have very large bricks, medium-sized bricks, and then small bricks. So the smaller, of course, there's more of them. So I'm going to use this background. It looks like wood panels. I'm going to move up my text so you can see it better. It's always important to know, recognize if all of the items on your page are visible. Okay, because pretend that this is an actual flyer. You want to make sure that everything is clearly visible and easy to read. You will never see like a bulletin board or an advertisement that is difficult to read. If it is, you usually don't even look at it. So make sure that everything is easy to see. And then the last thing that you can do is add a border. If you want, you can do this by going to Insert, Borders, and Lines. Alright, right now we're just going to look at full panel borders, but feel free to explore the other two, a decorative line or a mini border. Right now this is a panel border, so these are all borders that you can use. Again, you can look at these on your own time I'm just going to choose this one for now. So you can click on it and then click OK, and now your border is inserted. So this is how you can make a print shop project. We covered all of the basics. Again, if you want to watch this again, feel free to rewind it and watch it again. Hopefully you found this informative, and ask if you have any questions. I'll be walking around to help you. The last thing is to save it. You go to File. I always go to Save As. That way you can select where you want it saved to. I always save all of my projects to the desktop, and then that way it's easy to find. And we're going to put this as Intro to Print Shop. And save it. So now you have just created a project using the print shop. We will be going over this as a class, and I hope that you enjoyed it. Thank you very much.